this thing on? Oh, it is. Hi. Hi, everyone. Oh, this is an interview. Okay, cool. I've never done one of these about my business before, so I'm very excited. Okay, yeah. I'm actually doing it with myself. So this is interesting. God, I don't even know what I'm gonna ask me, but we're gonna get started, okay? So here it comes. Hi, I am Jay White. I am the founder, CEO, creator of JW&Co LLC, which is the home of my creative branding studio, where I help purpose-driven creatives brand their purpose. That's what I do through graphic design, brand strategy, content strategy. So branding your purpose through all those things. 3 top things: faith, strategy, design. That's me. It is also home to the Self-Love Addict podcast, where I share my testimony as well as allow the testimonies of others. And, I just let that help people on their journey to self-love. So that is a little bit about me and my business and who I am. Okay, so I actually really like this question. Branding is something that I have it's always been around me, everything about branding. And branding is not a monolith. Like, there's different ways to attack branding. You could attack branding through events. You could attack branding through graphics. You could attack branding through strategy. You can attack branding through content. It's just so many ways to attack branding. Like, you can get your brand across in so many ways. Like, there is no one way to do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. So it's all been floating around me. Grew up, my parents love to throw house events and things like that. So I've been attuned to the party planning scene, and I know what that's like and what it feels like to have to plan those parties, be down to the wire, make everything look right, make everything look cute. Like, it's a look, it's a vibe, all of that. But in a sense, it's a brand. When people come to my house and they come to my parents' functions, they're expecting to be fed well, they're expecting to have a good time, they're expecting to hear good music, they're expecting good drinks. Because all of those things happen every time. Therefore, that is the brand of the white household parties. These are the functions, they're top tier. If you get invited, you're the GOAT. You made it. You made it. If you ever been to my house, you made it. Just plain and simple. So yeah, that's been around me my whole life. And then I go to college and I start picking up marketing, and then I did my internship with Keisha Reynolds for social media, and then just being around the nonprofit, seeing her function in her own public relations firm and marketing firm, and just seeing all of that happen, it just kind of created this thing of branding with me. In addition to that, the organizations I've joined in college and stuff like that just kind of exposed me to different sides of marketing when it comes to graphic design and stuff like that. So that's really why branding stuck out. And then on a more personal, internal note, me personally, I've always been the weirdo, goofy, can't sit still, loud, speak my mind, all of that. That's me. So naturally, I've experienced issues because of who I am and because of how I act. I grew up, I felt very alone at times. Shout out to Lachey for making me feel not so alone, but I felt very alone at times. I felt misunderstood. I didn't feel like the way I was pushing, what I was pushing out, I didn't feel like that was being received the way I wanted it to be, and just dealing with that struggle alone just kind of gave me a different brain in branding as far as how to communicate your purpose and what you're trying to say and do for people. So yeah, that's really why I was yes, branding, that's me, that's where I belong. There's a internal and emotional layer to branding when it comes from the heart, as far as communicating your passions, your purpose, everything that you want to do. So yeah, branding has just kind of always been around in my everyday life. So yeah, I've just kind of always been around it. I've always wanted to help people communicate those more personal and emotional aspects of themselves and their purpose, just like get that message across correctly. So that's why I chose branding. Okay, so faith, strategy, and design. That is my process. Okay, that is my process. I use it on me. Faith, emphasis on faith. Faith is the basis. Like, it starts with faith. Like, the reason why I'm even doing this, faith. Like, wasn't for faith, wouldn't be in front of this camera with this nice blazer, cute shirt. JW&Co Creative Branding Studio. So yes, faith, strategy, design. That's me. So faith part. Let's just knock this out the park right now. This is my purpose. It was revealed to be my purpose by God. I did this for Jesus. So for me, like, it's just not gonna work without this. This is an essential part of your business. Business don't work without this. Like, purpose don't work without this. Like, if you do not have this piece of the puzzle, it will not work. So that is why I emphasize faith in the whole faith strategy and design process. Like, for me personally, like, without faith, I can't even bring myself to accomplish what I need to accomplish to get the business going. So faith alone, like, I need faith in me, I need faith in God, I need faith in God's plan for me. Like, it's just a lot of faith that need to be faith in. So that's the basis, and I work with my clients to develop those things, because it's important that you as an entrepreneur, not only do you believe in your skill set, you got to believe in your business, you got to believe in your processes, you got to believe in your systems, you got to believe in your pricing. There's a lot to believe in here. There's a lot of faith you need. So we gonna focus in on that, we gonna hone in on that, and we gonna get you together, sis or sir, sis or sir. I'm not particular. But yeah, we gonna get you together, because faith is needed. Like, you need faith. Like, you gotta believe. Like, not only were you called for this, not only did God give you everything you need for this, but like, you can do this. So faith, number one. That's first. So for strategy, now we can do this, but if you don't know how, what are you doing? I'll tell you, nothing. If you do not know how to do something, you are going to do nothing. And if you're gonna do something and you don't know what it is, it's still nothing. It's still nothing. I don't know if anyone's told you that, but if you're doing something and you don't know what you're doing nothing. You're exerting energy to do nothing. That's what you're really doing. Because how do you exert energy to do nothing? Like, you don't even know what you're doing. You're doing stuff. You're doing nothing with energy. That's what you look like when you're doing stuff and you don't know what you're doing. So strategy, that's the second reason why we focus in on that, because like, I gotta have faith that I can do this, but like, I ain't talking about no, like, I'ma just jump off the building, even though it's a plenty of bungee cord don't work signs. Like, God gave me the ability to read. I would be stupid to jump off the building when it said the bungee cord don't work. I can read. So that's what the strategy comes in. I actively work with my clients to make sure they can read the signs and read the room. That includes templates, workbooks, client calls. I give every client like their own branding guidelines, so I actually go into detail on how to use any graphics I make for you. I go into detail on how to use them, why to use them, where to use them, what file type you have, when to use said file type. Like, we're doing it all. Like, there's really no reason to not know what's going on with your stuff, anything I give you at this point, because I am giving it to you with instructions. I'm letting you know what it is. I'm giving you hex codes, CYMKs. Like, you're getting a full thing with me. Okay, the full strategy. Okay, we are talking full strategy. All right, I got the colors. I got why each color means what. I got when you should use each color. Okay, I'm breaking it down. Okay, that's what I want to see. That's what I like to see, and that's what I want to see you doing. Okay, we're talking about a business here. We can't just do things on a whim. Like sometimes God directs your steps. Sometimes God will direct your steps. And by all means, if God is directing your steps, you better be obedient and follow them. That's why faith is number one. But when it comes to strategy, it's about formulating a plan. It's about making the vision plain and putting it on tablet. Like that's important too. So when we're talking strategy, I'm giving you all the tools you need to make your vision plain. Like I want your vision to be plain. Like the common man should be able to look at your vision and know exactly what it is. We're gonna make it plain and we're gonna put it on a tablet, baby. And lastly, design. Cause what? Y'all see this shirt? Y'all see how cute I look? Y'all see my hair? Like, ain't nobody gonna look at it if it's dusty. I'm sorry. Like, this is the more personal part of the branding thing that I was telling y'all about. Like, I grew up, I used to cut up clothes, I cut the crotch out of some pantyhose. And first of all, now I'm talking about this because I'm mad, I'm still mad. I cut the crotch out of some pantyhose in 10th grade, did it in 10th grade, sophomore year. And in 12th grade, some other girl did this after me, 2 years later. And they talking about some she innovative. Innovation where? I did that. Like, anybody that went to my high school, don't play me, I did that first. Like, innovation where? Like, okay. So please get with me on your design because clearly people want what I got. Like, they've been copying my style for a long time now. So don't be surprised when you see people looking like this. Like, after the whole stuff drop, like, everybody gonna be on it. So just go ahead and hit me up. Ooh, where is the humility? I have it, I promise. I'm just aware. Like, and that's one thing that I'm learning. Like, it's a difference between being arrogant and being aware. Like, I'm aware that I set trends, and that's why design is the third thing. Like, I'm a trendsetter. I set trends. I teach people how to talk. Like, it's plenty of people that use my vocab now. You're welcome. Like, you're welcome. It's plenty of people who dress like me, do their makeup now that wasn't. Like, it's plenty of people, and I've helped many of people upgrade their life, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud. Like, I will step your pussy up. I'm here to say it. I will step your pussy up. I've been doing it for a long time. I have a long history of stepping people's pussies up. Like, ask anybody who's ever come into contact with me. Like, I really got you right, girl. I know I did. Like, I know I did. So let me do that for your business. Like, I'm trying to do it for you. I want to get you right, girl, sir. Like, everybody. Like, I want to get you right. I want you to look right. Like, you got to have a look about yourself. Like, you can't just walk up in the room dusty. Don't walk up in the room. You're better than that. You're better than that. Don't be dusty. You're better than that. Like, straight up. Your vision, your purpose is better than that. It's all the way better than that. I'm not even trying to be vain. Like, it's just better than that. Like, I want to help you present yourself in the best light. Like, I want it to be there's top tier, but there's the toppest tier. That's where you belong. I want you there. I don't want everybody's top tier these days. Everything's top tier these days. No. You're the toppest tier. You're on the toppest. Above all the other tiers, you, me, us as a unit. So, stop playing. Book your girl. Design matters because it's your first impression. It's your digital handshake. Like, people just straight up, if your website is dusty in the year of our Lord 2023, if you ain't got a QR code on your business card in the year of our Lord 2023, if nothing is user friendly in the year of our Lord 2023, hang it up. Why'd you make this? You didn't have it to the customer in mind. No, I know you didn't. Yeah, I can tell, because I don't know how to use your effing website. So problems like that, that's why I'm here. I'm gonna help you think with, like, I'm gonna help you design with your client in mind. Like, that's really what it is. Like, I need you to think about what the other person who is going to be using your stuff wants when they are using your stuff. Me, I'm a Speedy Gonzalez customer. Like, if it's not, guess who's not getting paid? You, guess who's going somewhere else? Me. So, stuff like that. That's what I do in design. Focus on the user experience. Definitely try to make it user friendly. Definitely want everything to be cute, obviously, but it's more so about what the client ingests. It's more so about what your audience wants to see, and that's where I come in. I'm getting you thinking about what your audience wants to see. I chose to name my podcast The Self-Love Addict because I was working at this dusty job, and and since I finished all my work for the day, because they didn't really give nobody nothing to do because all the stuff they had up there was easy. I'm sure y'all found that out after I left. But yeah, I was sitting there at the dusty job and I was bored because it wasn't nothing to do. And so I was like, I'm gonna go work on my own stuff for me because there's nothing to do here. And so that's what I did. And God gave me the idea of like the self-love addict and like having junkies and just everything be drug themed. Because I'm like, I love catching people off guard. I love talking about contraband, drugs, all types of stuff. Just to mess with people, not because like I care. I just like messing with people. So I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have like a self-love themed thing where it's like drug theme, but it's like, oh, it's self-love. So like if I take a bubble bath, I'm doing drugs, but I'm not doing drugs. This is self-love. Like, right, that's cute. So that's where the idea came from. And then expanding on that, started off as just a series of blogs. It was going to be an anonymous page, and I was like, you know what, nah, I'm just claim that shit because I don't need anybody trying to take credit for me. Period. Because people love to do that. So I was like, yeah, it's me. And yeah, it's just been it evolved from telling my own stories and sharing stories of other people on social media to a podcast. And yeah, now we're here. Like, I'm doing a podcast. I'm on season 5. Very excited about it. So I started season 5 back in October, and I dropped that for those first 2 episodes of the season and then stopped. And we'll get into why. I promise we're gonna get into the why, guys. Like, don't think we're not gonna touch on why. We're going to touch on why. Finally, we're gonna touch on why, and we're gonna get into our bag. Like, okay, like we're gonna get into it. I'm very excited about what I have prepared for you guys. I'm not telling y'all nothing right here. I hope you did not think this was the time we were gonna talk about it. We're not talking about it right now, but we're going to talk about it soon. Yeah, so that's why I started Self-Love Addict. Also, it's just been very hard, like learning how to love myself. So that's been a journey I've been dealing with as well. So just documenting that journey, sharing the journeys of other people, friends, close friends, business partners, just any old body that I feel like you got a story to tell and you got a testimony to share about your self-love journey. Like, that's who is on my podcast. So please watch that if you haven't. Like, yes, watch. And you can watch on YouTube and you can listen everywhere you listen to your podcast. But yeah, watch that. Alright guys, so a little more history about JW&Co LLC. This company was originally started in 2019. Let me take it all the way back, okay? I became a business owner in 2016 after some very traumatic events happened, and I decided that I wanted to take control of my life. So the first thing I did was Events by J LLC. Failure. But it's okay. Failures happen. It's okay. I just decided that event planning and event design really wasn't what I wanted to do. I like doing it, don't get me wrong. I love throwing a party. I love like decorating. All of those things are fun for me, but it's just not something I want to feel pressured to do for money, you know? And I think that's really what people need to think when they're thinking about what they want to do for a living. Like, do you want to feel pressured to do this for money? Because I didn't want to feel pressured to do events for money. Like, yeah, don't feel like work when it's not work, but when it is work, it starts feeling like work. So like, you gotta ask yourself, do you want to feel pressured to do this for money? For real. Like, people always be like, oh, it don't feel like work when you love it. Bullshit. Yes, it do. It feels like a whole hell of a lot of work when you love it. In fact, it feels like a whole hell of a lot of work the most when you love it. Because that's when you want to do the fucking most. That's when your ideas are on 10 and you just start thinking about you giving yourself more shit to do. Like, no. No. You need to ask yourself if you want to feel pressured to do said things for money. That's what you need to ask yourself, because that's what it's going to boil down to. At the end of the day, your bills need to be paid. Do you want to do this thing for money? Do you want to feel pressured at the end of the month to pay your bills with this thing? If the answer is no, don't even try it, because the answer is no. Point blank, period. Yeah, so that's what happened with Events by Jay. LLC gone. I let that thing cancel out, do whatever it did. I guess I should uninstall. I don't know. I'll talk to the lawyer about that later. But like now, fast forward to what? 2019. Yeah, fast forward to 2019. That's when JW&Co LLC started. At that time, I named it JW Studios, and it was a creative branding firm. And that was when I really first started like charging people for logos. Like I started charging people $15 for logos, y'all, back in 2019. Everything was $15. Like $15. I was so broke. Anybody that got anything for $15, $45, $50, $60, whatever, you're welcome. You knew that was not right, and you still went along with it. I ain't mad at you though. I ain't mad. I would have did the same thing. I don't care. Like, that's what I said. That ain't your business. But yeah, like that's back what I was doing in 2019. I just didn't feel confident in my graphic design skills and branding abilities. It's just not something I had charged people to do before. And even though I had been doing it for an organization on campus at college, even though I've been doing that for such a long period of time, I just didn't believe in myself and the ability to do that for large quantities of money. Shit, I didn't even believe in my ability to be a fairly paid employee at the time. So I know I did not believe in my ability to be a full-fledged graphic designer charging hundreds of thousands of dollars and stuff for my works. Things are quite different now. Won't be charging that much, but definitely not charging $15. Definitely not doing that anymore. So yeah, fast forward, the pandemic happened, got fired, and I was just with my business. And I did like most people did in the quote unquote pandemic did, and I buckled down and started working on my business. No PPP fraud here. I actually had a very different pandemic. That's why I'm putting the band in quotes.